chosen ones, the group that came against you is panicking right now. Look in the mirror. Have you noticed something completely different about your face lately? Your skin is glowing. Your eyes hold a fierce and untamed light. You are aging backwards. The people who tried to bury your spirit are absolutely shocked by your appearance today. They thought they had drained you for good. They are secretly looking at your pictures. They are asking mutual friends how you look so vibrant after everything they put you through. Listen carefully. This is not just a physical glow-up. The algorithm did not bring you here by accident. The Holy Spirit orchestrated this exact intersection in time because you need to understand the spiritual warfare happening behind your new looks. For the longest time, you looked exactly how your hidden battles felt. You were exhausted. You had dark circles under your eyes that no amount of sleep could ever fix. You felt heavy. Even your hair and skin seemed to carry the weight of a profound sadness. You thought you were just getting older. You thought the stress of daily life was finally catching up to your physical body. But heaven needs you to realize the truth right now. You were not just stressed. You were acting as a spiritual shield for people who did not even like you. You absorbed their toxic energy. You carried their unresolved trauma in your own bones. Every time you listened to their complaints, they walked away feeling lighter while you felt like you were carrying concrete. They used you as a dumping ground for their darkness. And because you have such a pure and giving heart, you took it all in without complaining. You smiled for them. You pushed through the pain. But inside, your spirit was crying out for a single moment of rest. This is why your physical vessel looked so drained. Your soul was fighting a silent war they could not see. Do not look away from this message. What I am about to tell you is something the system desperately wants to hide from you. The elite matrix feeds on your low frequency. They want chosen ones like you to feel ugly. They want you to feel undesirable and weak, so you never step into your true divine authority. They know that a fully awakened chosen one is impossible to control, but a massive shift just happened in the unseen realm. God looked at your exhausted body and said, "Enough is enough." The season of you being a spiritual garbage can for narcissists is permanently over. A divine decree was issued to sever every single energetic cord attached to your spine. The moment those cords were cut, your physical body began to restore itself miraculously. Take one deep breath slowly. Drop your shoulders right now. Feel that sudden lightness in your chest. That is the physical evidence of a spiritual release. You are no longer carrying the weight of their sins. You are no longer responsible for healing people who are committed to staying completely broken. The universe has officially discharged you from that toxic assignment forever. And this is exactly why they are terrified of you today. The people who launched smear campaigns against you expected you to look miserable. They wanted you to beg for their validation. They waited for your downfall. But instead of breaking down, you rose up looking like a literal masterpiece of God. Your youth is being restored because your joy is no longer tied to their approval. They cannot comprehend your peace. They are scratching their heads wondering what secret fountain of youth you discovered. They do not understand that the Holy Spirit is your restorer. When God heals a chosen one, the glow radiates from the inside out. It clears your skin. It sharpens your mind. It places a crown of quiet authority upon your head that nobody can ever snatch away. You are radiating a frequency that absolutely blinds the enemy. The narcissists who tried to break your mind are physically repelled by your light. They cannot look you in the eyes anymore. Your beauty is a direct reflection of your spiritual purity. This is the ultimate revenge. You did not have to say a single word. You did not have to stoop down to their level to fight back. You simply healed. You stepped out of the matrix of their drama and aligned yourself with divine truth. And as you aligned, your physical vessel transformed to match your royal identity. But there is something much deeper happening here. This physical glow-up is just the first sign of a massive tidal wave of blessings coming toward you. The physical restoration is just the surface. Listen to me carefully. Do not let your mind wander for even a second. The system wants you to believe that aging and exhaustion are inevitable. They sell you earthly remedies to fix a problem that is entirely spiritual. But you do not need their physical tools. Your DNA is encoded with divine resilience. You are a cycle breaker, meant to defy every single worldly expectation today. The world looks at your glowing face and tries to find a logical explanation. They assume you bought expensive creams or changed your daily diet. They think this transformation is strictly physical. But this beauty cannot be purchased in any store on earth. And you did not achieve this radiance by following worldly advice. You literally suffered to earn this divine frequency. Listen to me carefully today. Your past exhaustion was never a sign of your weakness or failure. Your tiredness was actually a spiritual shield. God allowed you to look completely drained, so the shallow people would leave you alone, because your sacred energy needed protection from their endless greed. Your isolation is not a punishment. It was a divine quarantine to protect your frequency from further spiritual infections. The Matrix teaches you to cover up your deep fatigue with makeup and worldly tools. You knew this was a lie, but a masterpiece of God cannot be restored with cheap earthly remedies, especially when the system wants you to remain insecure, so you will keep buying their temporary fixes forever. They want you constantly striving for a physical perfection that does not even exist. But you finally stopped trying to fix the outside layer of your life. You made the powerful decision to drop the heavy bags of trauma. You simply stopped caring about the opinions of those who secretly wanted you to fail, and you chose to walk away from their manipulative games entirely. The moment you let go of their toxic expectations, your physical cells began to regenerate. Your spirit took a deep breath for the first time in years. You are no longer acting as a dumping ground for the emotional garbage of narcissists. You are a quiet victor walking in absolute divine health, and your untouchable peace is actively healing every single wound they inflicted upon your soul. The cord has been permanently cut by the hand of the Holy Spirit. Those toxic people can no longer plug into your life force to drain your vital energy. You are completely unplugged from their chaotic matrix. God is actively restoring the years that the enemy tried to steal from your beautiful life, and heaven is replacing your deepest sorrows with an overwhelming sense of joy. You must understand that God's delay in your healing was never a denial. It was absolute exactness. The universe was waiting for you to recognize your own immeasurable worth. They did not hate you because you were flawed or broken, but rather they hated the blinding light inside you that constantly exposed their dark and hidden intentions to the world. They tried to dim your brilliant light by loading you with their personal guilt. They wanted you to feel responsible for their chaotic choices and bad behavior. But you are the discerning warrior who finally woke up and saw the ugly truth. You gave their heavy baggage back to them, and you walked away with your head held high, knowing you owed them absolutely nothing. Every single wrinkle of worry has been wiped away by a holy wind. You are no longer carrying the sins and failures of your ancestral bloodline. The generational cycle breaker has emerged completely victorious from the darkest wilderness. Your face now reflects the absolute and undeniable victory of your resilient soul, and this glow serves as a permanent reminder that you survived their worst attacks. People will stare at you when you walk into a room now. Let them look at you. Your physical vessel is now a walking testimony of divine restorative power. You do not need to explain your miraculous glow to anyone who is committed to misunderstanding your journey, because your majestic silence is your ultimate weapon against their petty and shallow jealousy. The ultimate revenge is living beautifully and peacefully, without them in your life. You do not need to send them an angry message or seek their weak apologies. Your thriving existence is the absolute loudest response you could ever give to your haters. You are entirely untouchable because heaven itself is guarding your renewed energy, keeping their negative vibrations far away from your sacred aura. You are no longer surviving on the tiny crumbs of affection they threw at you. You are feasting at a royal table prepared specifically for the chosen ones. The weight you lost was not physical fat. You shed the thick layers of anxiety that never belonged to you in the very first place, and your body is simply adjusting to this incredible new frequency of absolute freedom. Look at how effortlessly you carry yourself now. Your posture is straight and your shoulders are relaxed because the spiritual war is over. You survived the fire and came out shining like perfectly refined gold. The people who threw you into those flames are now standing back in absolute terror and disbelief, completely paralyzed by the sheer magnitude of your glorious and undeniable survival. Before I go any further, I need you to understand exactly how the enemy operated against you. You thought you were dealing with difficult friends or misunderstood family members. You thought they just had bad days. But they were actually agents of the Matrix sent to drain your vital force. They saw the divine light resting upon your shoulders, and it made them extremely envious. They did not come at you with obvious hatred or physical weapons. They used a much darker strategy to slowly siphon your energy while pretending to care about your well-being. They trauma dumped on you for hours. They complained about their miserable lives until your own chest felt incredibly tight. And while they walked away refreshed, you were left completely paralyzed by their emotional garbage. Listen carefully to this next part. They targeted you specifically because you are the ultimate spiritual shield. As an empath, your natural instinct was to heal them and fix their broken situations. But you did not realize they had no intention of ever getting better. They loved being victims because it gave them unlimited access to your pristine energy reserve. You were their favorite battery. This is why your hair was thinning and your skin looked so gray. The narcissists in your circle were actively aging you through severe spiritual warfare. Every time you tried to set a boundary, they made you feel extremely guilty. They twisted the narrative to make you look like the bad guy, and because you have a pure heart, you internalized that toxic guilt until it physically crushed you. The elite system loves when a chosen one is tied down by narcissistic energy vampires. If you are exhausted, you cannot focus on your divine purpose. If you are constantly putting out small fires for toxic people, you will never build your own empire. The Matrix needs you weak. They designed this trap perfectly to keep you running on a hamster wheel of endless emotional obligation. They masked their demonic assignment behind the illusion of friendship and family loyalty. They told you that you were just being dramatic when you asked for basic respect. They gaslighted your reality. They made you question your own sanity so you would rely entirely on their distorted perspective. But they secretly knew how powerful you were, and that terrified them to their absolute core. I need you to pause and really hear this next part. Gently like this video, not for an algorithm, but as a physical declaration to the universe that you are in alignment. You are confirming that you finally see their true colors. You are no longer blind to the spiritual leeches who masqueraded as your loved ones. The veil has been permanently lifted from your tired eyes today. There are no coincidences in a chosen one's life. Every interaction with those individuals was a calculated test to see if you would surrender your crown. Whenever you had good news, they would subtly tear you down. They gave you backhanded compliments to keep you totally insecure. They needed you to stay beneath them so they could feel artificially superior in their miserable existence. Narcissists are hollow vessels wandering the earth without any internal source of light. They cannot generate their own happiness or peace, so they must steal it from a masterpiece of God like you. They studied your empathy. They learned exactly which buttons to push to make you bleed emotionally. And they drank your sorrow like it was water, leaving you completely withered and desperately alone. But here is where the plot twists completely. You thought you were losing your mind, but you were actually undergoing a profound spiritual transition. The intense exhaustion you felt was your spirit, desperately warning you to walk away. Your body was rejecting their demonic frequency long before your logical mind understood the danger. Your intuition was violently sounding the alarm. They underestimated the absolute resilience of a true cycle breaker. They thought that if they pushed you hard enough, your light would permanently extinguish. They wanted you to become bitter and toxic, just like them. But the darkness cannot comprehend the light. You refuse to lower your frequency to match their miserable vibration, and that decision ultimately saved your beautiful soul. You are stepping out of their dark shadow and recognizing the anatomy of your spiritual enemy. They are nothing but empty shells who tried to steal a glory they could never earn. You can finally see the pathetic nature of their attacks. They were never stronger than you. They simply tricked you into handing over your divine authority through the clever manipulation of your immense compassion. The matrix is shaking right now because the jig is completely up. The narcissists who used you are suddenly realizing that their favorite supply chain has been permanently severed. They are standing in the cold. They are starving for the energy you used to give them so freely. But the door is locked, and heaven is standing guard over your renewed and glowing physical vessel forever. Let me explain what is actually happening in the spirit realm right now. The spiritual dynamic has completely reversed. The vital energy that was stolen from you is returning with massive interest, and you are literally pulling your power back from the dark void. Your magnificent aura is expanding today. It is pushing away the heavy fog that kept you trapped for years. You can finally feel the beautiful warmth returning to your cold hands. Every time you say no to their manipulation, a massive surge of divine electricity flows through your veins to heal your tired bones. You are no longer bleeding vital life force. The hidden leaks in your spiritual armor have been completely sealed by the Holy Spirit. Your physical vessel is drinking in this pristine energy like a dry desert finally receiving a heavy rain. Your body cells are vibrating at an incredibly high and untouchable frequency. This is exactly why your skin is suddenly glowing without any worldly explanation. The divine light is pushing out years of stored trauma from your beautiful face. Your gentle eyes are regaining that sharp and untamed spark you thought you lost forever. You are radiating a quiet and fierce authority that demands immediate respect, and you do this without having to utter a single syllable to anyone. You are a masterpiece of God, waking up from a very deep slumber. The Matrix expected you to stay broken and completely compliant. They wanted you to accept the false reality where you are just an average person struggling to survive. But you are the discerning warrior who remembered your true royal lineage. The chains of emotional slavery are falling off your wrists and shattering into dust today. The people who used to walk all over you can suddenly sense this massive shift. They try to approach you, but an invisible wall of fire pushes them back. They cannot access your frequency anymore because you have elevated far beyond their miserable reach, and your soul is currently residing in a completely protected dimension. You are standing on a spiritual mountain. Your peace is completely untouchable. Think back to the strange stillness you felt over the last few days. You woke up, and the crushing heaviness on your chest was simply gone. Your mind felt remarkably clear and incredibly focused. That was the exact moment heaven finalized the miraculous energy transfer. God recalled every piece of your fractured soul and put it back together perfectly, ensuring that no parasite can ever drain your sacred energy again. You are whole and incredibly dangerous. Your physical appearance is shocking people because it defies the natural laws of aging, and you look like someone who has never tasted any bitter sorrow. The deep lines of anxiety have been completely erased by a holy wind. You are walking with a new rhythm that confuses the sleepers around you. They whisper behind your back because they cannot comprehend the majestic grace you carry with such effortless ease. But heaven did not just restore your energy to leave you vulnerable again. A permanent spiritual shield has been installed around your expanding aura. Any toxic arrow they try to shoot at you will instantly melt before it even touches your glowing skin, because your frequency is entirely too hot for their dark weapons. You are operating from a place of supreme rest and absolute quiet victory. You do not flinch anymore. While they are running around in absolute chaos, you are sitting in deep stillness, and this visual contrast is absolutely blinding to anyone who pays attention. They are watching you thrive, and it severely burns their demonic pride. You are taking up space in the universe with zero apologies to the people who hated you. The time of you shrinking down to make others comfortable is permanently over. You are the cycle breaker who finally learned how to close the door. Every boundary you set is a holy decree that terrifies the underworld. You are no longer an emotional ATM for manipulative spiritual parasites. Your deep love and precious compassion are now strictly reserved for those who actually deserve your divine presence, and heaven celebrates your monumental return to absolute sovereignty. There is a fresh wellspring of joy bubbling up from deep inside your belly. You find yourself smiling for absolutely no worldly reason today. This is the authentic frequency of heaven flowing through your restored and vibrant vessel, flushing out every single trace of bitterness that they tried to plant inside you. Your genuine laughter is a spiritual weapon that instantly shatters the negative vibrations of the elite matrix. You are glowing in ultimate defense. The magnificent energy reversal is now entirely complete. You have successfully taken back every ounce of stolen power from those toxic narcissists. But this internal shift is about to trigger a massive and unstoppable reaction in the physical realm. The people who plotted your downfall are about to experience the terrifying consequence of messing with an anointed one, because the universe always protects its favorite children. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal changes everything. You need to understand exactly how your restored light is actively dismantling their dark camp right now, completely exposing the lies they whispered about you in secret. Your beauty is not just for you to enjoy. It is a divine signal that absolute justice is swiftly approaching. You are the quiet victor who is about to witness a spectacular spiritual payback. Now let's talk about what the enemy desperately tried to hide from you. There are 3 silent signs that the universe is currently fighting a massive battle on your behalf. Sign number 1 is the bizarre way people are reacting to your new appearance. Have you noticed how strangely they look at you lately? They stare at you with a mixture of absolute confusion and deep envy. They expected you to look defeated and entirely broken by their betrayal. But you walked in looking absolutely flawless. Instead, they cannot handle this divine plot twist at all. So they approach you with fake smiles and probing questions. They ask what expensive products you are using on your face. They desperately want a worldly explanation for your spiritual glow. They hope you will say you just got plenty of rest, because the alternative terrifies them completely. They refuse to admit that heaven is actively blessing you today, but you know the truth deep inside your spirit. You just smile and offer them absolute silence, and that silence drives the narcissists completely insane. Many chosen ones fail to recognize sign number 2, and it costs them their peace. Sign number 2 is their sudden inability to make direct eye contact with you. The people who once intimidated you can no longer hold your powerful gaze today. They physically look away. Your renewed frequency is entirely too bright for their hollow souls. When they look into your eyes, They see the exact reflection of their own ugly guilt. The light inside you acts as a massive spiritual mirror that exposes their hidden shame. They scurry away like insects hiding from the midday sun. They avoid your presence because standing next to a masterpiece of God makes them feel incredibly small. Their false pride is completely shattered. They can no longer feed on your precious energy. The spiritual cord has been permanently severed by the Holy Spirit. This brings us directly to the third and most undeniable sign of your profound awakening. Sign number 3 is the complete collapse of their malicious smear campaigns against you. They tried to ruin your beautiful reputation while you were busy healing in absolute silence. They whispered terrible lies to anyone who would listen. They wanted to isolate you from your blessings by painting you as the villain. But the universe stepped in and completely flipped the script on them. Their toxic gossip is suddenly backfiring in the most spectacular way possible. When they talk badly about you now, other people look at them with deep disgust. Your physical radiance and quiet authority instantly prove that their ugly words are nothing but desperate lies. You look completely untouchable. You do not even have to defend yourself against their pathetic attacks. Your thriving existence is actively destroying their fake narratives every single day. They are watching their social power crumble right before their very eyes. The people who once followed them blindly are starting to question their behavior, and the narcissists are panicking because they are rapidly losing control of the false reality they built. The matrix is failing them miserably. They wanted you to age terribly under the weight of their constant abuse. They wanted your spirit to break so they could comfortably step over your exhausted body. But heaven said, absolutely not. God wrapped you in a divine shield and poured the oil of gladness over your tired head. Your youth is completely restored as a physical manifestation of your total spiritual victory. You are a cycle breaker, walking in supreme power. Their blatant jealousy is the absolute best compliment you could ever receive today. It proves that you have successfully leveled up and left their miserable dimension forever. Do not let their envious stares make you feel guilty for even a second. You earned every single ounce of this magnificent radiance through tears and intense spiritual warfare. You survived the dark wilderness when nobody else came to check on your bleeding heart. Let them whisper in the shadows while you shine brilliantly in the sun. Your job is simply to maintain your frequency and refuse to engage with their lower vibrations. They are drowning in a sea of their own toxic creation right now. And finally, the third sign leads us directly to the most powerful revelation of this entire message. The sudden quietness in your mind today is proof that their punishment has officially begun. You are about to witness the vindication that God promised you long ago. The universe is rolling up its sleeves to deal with the people who tried to destroy your beautiful soul. You do not have to lift a single finger against them. Just stand still and watch how heaven handles the enemies of a chosen one. The ultimate revenge is currently loading in the spiritual realm, and the impact is going to be absolutely devastating for them. I declare right now that your season of being their footstool is permanently over. The universe is flipping the entire script today. Those who sat at tables and spoke poorly of your beautiful name are about to witness absolute justice falling upon them. God is preparing a massive feast for you right in front of their terrified eyes. You do not have to lift a single finger to fight back. Heaven is stepping in as your ultimate defense attorney right now. The confusion they cast onto your life is returning to their camp. Watch them panic as your peace becomes entirely untouchable today. They are waking up to a terrifying reality where their favorite energy battery is completely gone and they can no longer plug into your pure soul. The narcissists who drained you are suddenly experiencing extreme physical exhaustion. Without your bright light to feed on, their bodies are rapidly breaking down. They look in the mirror every single morning and they clearly see the heavy weight of their own toxic karma staring right back at them. They are aging terribly fast. The youth they tried to steal is instantly vanishing from their own faces. I break every single generational cycle that tried to wrap chains around your beautiful mind. The spiritual poverty stops completely with you today. The anxiety they projected onto you is officially cancelled. You are the absolute cycle breaker. I decree that the suffocating mantle of their toxic survival mode is permanently falling off your royal shoulders in this exact second. You are no longer merely surviving their relentless attacks in the dark. You are stepping into a divine and unprecedented era of pure authority. Breathe it out slowly. The spiritual war you fought in deep silence has been completely won. But the terrible battle for your enemies is just beginning today, because they permanently lost the only guiding star that kept them alive. They desperately search for someone else to carry their heavy emotional garbage today. But nobody else has your profound level of sacred endurance and deep empathy. Other people reject their toxic behavior almost immediately. They are left completely alone with the ugly demons they created, and they are choking on the exact poison they tried to force down your throat. This is the undeniable power of divine karma falling directly upon their heads. You absorbed their chaos so they could have temporary peace. It was a holy sacrifice that they deeply abused. But God says your shift, as their spiritual bodyguard, is permanently over. It is time for them to pay the ultimate price for biting the very hand that truly fed their starving souls for so many years. Every single tear you cried in secret has been carefully collected by the universe. God turned those quiet tears into a massive tidal wave of absolute justice. It is crashing down on their fake empires right now, completely destroying the false reputations they built on your back. They cannot sleep at night. Their minds are constantly tormented by their own immense guilt. They realize they threw away the greatest blessing heaven ever sent to them. But the sacred door is permanently locked from the inside now. You are securely seated in your sanctuary of peace. They stand outside in the freezing cold. They watch your brilliant glow from a distance, completely paralyzed by the terrifying realization that they ruined their own lives. The system cannot protect them from this divine and righteous payback today. They foolishly tried to use cheap matrix tactics against a literal masterpiece of God. The spiritual consequences are severe and completely unavoidable. Their finances are drying up because the blessing was always attached directly to your presence, and when you finally walked away, you took the divine favor with you. They are experiencing a massive spiritual drought that they cannot possibly fix. Everything they touch turns to dust because your golden energy is permanently gone. They are completely exhausted by the simplest daily tasks. The heavy burden they placed on your shoulders has boomeranged right back to them, and they are literally being crushed under the immense weight of their own dark karma. This is not a coincidence or a random string of bad luck today. This is the precise execution of heavenly justice upon your sworn enemies. God is making a very public example out of those who abused you, and your radiant face is the absolute glowing proof of your total exoneration. Their rapid aging is the visible mark of their deep spiritual defeat. You do not need to seek revenge when the universe fights for you. You never have to lower your vibration to match their toxic anger. Just remain in your quiet authority. Let them drown in the chaotic mess they deliberately created for themselves. The ultimate revenge is simply existing in a state of pure joy while they slowly wither away in the dark, completely forgotten by heaven. Their desperation is reaching an absolute boiling point in the spiritual realm right now. They frantically try to find new victims to satisfy their endless narcissistic hunger, but their dark aura is completely exposed for everyone to clearly see today. The mask has fallen off, and they can no longer hide their true demonic nature, because heaven has permanently stripped them of all their manipulative charms. The universe is not just punishing your enemies today. God is stepping in to heavily multiply everything they stole from your life. The years of deep sadness are being replaced by an overwhelming wave of pure joy. You are finally stepping into the massive financial and spiritual breakthrough you prayed for in the dark. Your physical radiance is just the beginning of this profound shift. Heaven is unlocking a mega deposit of divine wealth for you right now. The elite matrix tried to keep you broke and exhausted, so you would never realize your true royal worth. But the Holy Spirit is totally bypassing their rigged system today. You are receiving a complete restoration of your lost time and your depleted energy. You are a masterpiece of God, receiving your rightful crown. This is what the ultimate revenge actually looks like in the spiritual realm. It is not about shouting your truth or proving them wrong in public. The greatest vengeance is living brilliantly in your supreme authority without ever saying a single word to them. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your majestic glow. Your absolute silence is your most dangerous and powerful weapon today. Let them profoundly misunderstand you. Let them assume whatever crazy lies they want about your mysterious silence. You no longer need to explain your beautiful soul to people who are fully committed to destroying your spirit. You have officially entered the sacred sanctuary of quiet authority today. Your pristine energy is entirely too expensive to spend on their cheap and toxic drama. You are officially released from the exhausting and heavy burden of constantly healing people who desperately want to remain broken and completely toxic in their daily lives. The emotional debt is totally cancelled. You are stepping out of survival mode and confidently entering your beautiful season of quiet victory. The intense battles you fought in secret are about to reward you massively. From this exact moment forward, your mere presence will command absolute respect in every room you enter. The radiant light in your eyes will instantly silence the critics. You are completely anointed and permanently protected by the loving universe. The narcissists can only watch from a very far distance as you effortlessly rise to the top. They are completely powerless to stop your divine ascension. I decree that the terrible generational curse is permanently broken over your life. The financial poverty stops right here with you. The heavy anxiety completely stops with you today. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. The suffocating mantle of fear is falling off your shoulders and turning into harmless dust. You are no longer just surviving the storms. You are the one who commands the fierce winds. The system is absolutely terrified today because they realize they can never control a chosen one who finally discovers their immense, true worth and divine power. They wanted you financially desperate so you would blindly settle for their pathetic crumbs. But a massive shift just fractured their entire demonic foundation. The divine frequency of effortless abundance is overriding all of your past delays. You are not at the bottom of their cruel hierarchy anymore. You are holding the supreme authority that the elite circles desperately tried to keep hidden from you. Look at your beautiful hands today. They are no longer carrying the heavy bags of trauma and past regrets. Your hands are completely empty so they can finally receive the massive blessings heaven is dropping right now. You do not have to lift a single finger to defend your precious name ever again. God is acting as your personal shield and your ultimate vindicator. The very trap your enemies set for you has become their own miserable spiritual prison today. Confusion is heavily hitting their dark camp. They are turning on each other while your beautiful peace becomes entirely untouchable and completely pure. Take a very deep breath and let the healing truth completely wash over your tired soul. The innocent child inside you is finally safe. You survived the brutal wilderness and you walked through the intense fire without getting burned. Heaven knows exactly how much it cost you to keep your beautiful heart pure in a world that constantly tried to make you bitter, and you absolutely won the war. Your shocking youth and your glowing face are the ultimate trophies of this incredible spiritual battle. They represent the profound divine restoration of your magnificent soul. Every time you look in the mirror, You are looking at a fierce survivor who completely defeated the Matrix. You are a literal masterpiece, crafted by the universe. No human hands can ever tarnish your brilliant light again. Just stay totally silent. Stay deeply grounded in your new peaceful frequency and watch heaven continue to bless you endlessly. You are the quiet victor today. The ultimate revenge is simply being incredibly happy and totally free from their toxic grip forever. Your thriving existence is the loudest and most powerful statement you could ever make. Enjoy this beautiful harvest, because you truly earned it. Now that you have stepped into this profound authority, you must learn how to protect it. The enemy is not going to just walk away quietly forever. When they see your physical glow and your rising success, they will try to creep back into your beautiful life. They will send fake apologies. They will pretend they have changed to get close to your new energy. But you must guard your sacred aura with absolute ruthlessness today. Do not let them back in under any circumstances. You worked entirely too hard to heal your tired spirit, and their toxic presence is no longer welcome in your peaceful dimension. Sometimes the universe will test your new boundaries by bringing old faces back into your daily orbit. They might reach out during the holidays or send a casual message as if they did not completely destroy your heart in the past. This is a critical spiritual test for a chosen one. Heaven is watching to see if you will revert back to your old people-pleasing habits. You must stand perfectly still in your quiet authority. You do not have to respond to their manipulative bait, and you certainly do not owe them a second chance to drain your newly restored energy. Let your absolute silence be the heavy door that permanently locks them out of your beautiful future. You must also resist the worldly urge to show off your new blessings to the people who hurt you. The Matrix will tempt you to post your success online just to make them incredibly jealous. Do not fall for that cheap and toxic trap. When you try to prove your worth to a narcissist, you are accidentally handing your power right back to them. Your ultimate revenge is lived in total secrecy. You do not need them to see your victory for it to be completely real. Keep your profound joy hidden in the secret place of the Most High, because what the enemy does not know, the enemy can never attack or destroy. Your physical vessel is now a highly protected and sacred sanctuary. Be incredibly careful about who you allow into your personal space from this moment forward. Not everyone deserves to experience the warmth of your glowing aura. Your empathy is no longer a free buffet for spiritual parasites to consume whenever they feel slightly sad. You are the ultimate gatekeeper of your own vital life force today. If a person or a situation feels heavy to your spirit, you have the absolute divine right to walk away immediately without giving them a single worldly explanation. Your total peace is non-negotiable. As your massive blessings begin to manifest in the physical realm, your spiritual responsibility will also increase. God is trusting you with this mega deposit of wealth and radiant health because you finally proved that you can guard it fiercely. You are no longer the naive empath who freely gave away the keys to your own kingdom. You are now a wise and discerning warrior who understands the true value of your divine frequency. Use this beautiful energy to build your own legacy instead of fixing the broken foundations of the narcissists. You are called to be a shining lighthouse, not a rescue boat for those who intentionally jump into the dark and stormy waters. Before we part ways today, I need to place a spiritual seal over your renewed physical body and your beautiful mind. The universe has completely restored your youth, and we must ensure that no dark entity can ever drain your sacred energy again. Drop your shoulders completely and take one deep breath right now. Open your hands as a physical sign that you are fully ready to receive this final protective blessing. You are a cycle breaker, stepping into a permanent season of profound rest. The heavy lifting is completely finished, and heaven is taking over the daily battles for you. I decree a massive wall of divine fire completely surrounding your beautiful aura right now. Every toxic cord that tries to attach to your spirit in the future will instantly turn to ash. I command your physical glow to remain permanently bright, shielding you from the evil eyes of the envious matrix. May your mind remain incredibly sharp and totally undisturbed by the chaotic noise of the sleepers around you. You are forever hidden in the mighty shadow of the universe. I seal this magnificent healing into your physical DNA, ensuring that your profound youth and vital energy are completely locked in forever. If this message brought profound peace to your tired soul today, type 777 in the comments below. We do not do it for visibility. We do it as a spiritual seal of agreement to lock in this divine frequency. Gently like this video as a physical declaration to the universe that your season of exhaustion is permanently over. Subscribe to this sanctuary and turn on the bell right now, so the enemy cannot intercept your future messages from heaven. Share this revelation with another chosen one your spirit brings to mind today. Walk forward in absolute quiet authority, and never let them dim your brilliant light again.